Okay. So I wish Daniel was here covering me with this segment because I would say, hey, Daniel, have you heard about Stargate? And for those you don't know, Daniel's a huge fan of the TV show Stargate. Okay. He we talked about it a lot a few times, even on the radio show. Okay. Just reminds me of the old school days. But Stargate, why am I bringing up Stargate? Because apparently the liberals on TikTok are saying that Elon Musk helped Trump via Starlink steal the 2024 election. So it's a Stargate scandal. It's a Stargate scandal. Move over, Watergate. Move over, Russiagate. It's Stargate. The mental gymnastics are crazy. So somehow Starlink is responsible for Trump winning. Hey, Elon, I need you to make the Starlinks take control of all the machines, even the paper ballots, and that's what we're going to do. That's simple as that. So here, and we know what? They're not going to know about Starlink. There you go. So it's a brand new Stargate scandal. So hey, listen, and you don't have to believe me. We've seen the sickness, we've seen the madness. Now for the conspiracy of Stargate, Starlink.
All right, you guys.
So let's go ahead and get started. Come on, don't fail me.
All right, you guys need to check out this video that perfectly lays out how the richest man in the world bought the largest social media platform, then manipulated the algorithm to influence the results of perhaps the most consequential election of the 21st century. Now, I talk about Elon Musk and the war on disinformation all the time on this show, but I've never seen a video lay it out so perfectly, so concisely.
How? How did he do it? And why? 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 How'd he do it? How'd he do it? A bird goes tweet and an owl goes, whoop. How'd he do it? How? How'd he do it? How'd he do it?
Showing step by step how we got here and how Elon Musk became Donald Trump's pawn. If you guys have watched my show for a while, you know that the moment I realized Elon Musk had lost his damn mind for good was after Paul Pelosi got hit in the head with a hammer. And Elon Musk used his newly bought social media platform to boost an article saying Paul Pelosi was beaten by his gay lover, despite there being zero evidence.
Oh, I'm having too much fun, man. Look, there is a sickness here, and the thing is, no, Starlink had nothing to do with this. Starlink didn't rig any election machines. Elon Musk wasn't in this dark, spooky castle in Pennsylvania, not Transylvania, but Pennsylvania. No, Elon Musk wasn't there. Okay, this isn't Stargate, and no, not the fun TV show. This isn't a political scandal. But folks, hey, let's have some democracy in the chat. Do you think some Democrat politician is going to investigate Starlink now because some of these TikTok liberals are saying, hey, look into Starlink, type 1 for no kit? No kit, they're not going to do that. How dare you? Shame on you. Type 2, nah, they're going to do it. That's going to be stupid.
I remember clicking on that article and seeing another article saying Hillary Clinton used a body double. Now, they perfectly lay out that moment in this video, and that is what blew my mind. So drop a like, subscribe. Credit goes to Led by Donkeys. Led.
No. Oh, no. Oh, no. When you post things on the internet, it stays up there forever, genius.
There's a lot going on. Now we found out about some Starlink connections to the election. Trump said they had a little secret. Votes are being redone. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes, but we do know that there is a lot of discourse in Ukraine and, of course, between the Israel-Hamas war.
I got to give a shout out to Mousef. Okay. It's always January 6th in space. So watch. The liberal January 6th is going to be UFOs, aliens, Sasquatch, the Loch Ness Monster, leprechauns, Santa Claus, and everybody else there. It's going to be the whole vote blue no matter whose sphere. Step aside, Trumpers. I wonder how January 6th in 2025 is going to be. Oh, God. Okay. Yeah, I got to stop laughing. I got to stop laughing.
And I am back on the side of my governor, Kathy Hochul, because she vows to protect us New Yorkers from Project 2025. We all know that Trump called Elon a super genius and said we need to protect super geniuses. But what if the real super genius is Joe Rogan?
Okay. When I said brace yourself, I should have said viewer discretion should be advised.
Here's the blind. This A-list podcaster wasn't supposed to reveal what the celebrity CEO told him. Now there will be all sorts of investigations. I fully believe Joe Rogan just saved the United States of America.
I know all of you probably lost maybe 5 or 6 brain cells. Please listen, everyone. Don't unsubscribe. Please stay. Please stay. Please stay. Don't go. Don't go. It's David Pakman for you. Oh, why is everybody leaving my show?
Everyone knows that Trump and Elon Musk.
Hold on, there's music in that one.
Michelle Baldwin says access to connectivity was improved this year thanks to Starlink satellite internet. She adds,
yes, Starlink. Somehow Starlink's behind it all. So here, how about a palate cleanser? Give it up for Glenn Greenwald. Okay, let's just find out what's going on.
A new biography of Elon Musk claims that Musk denied Starlink services to the Ukrainian military, specifically to its fleet of submarines as they prepared to attack the Russian Navy. Musk's company, SpaceX, controls more satellites than any company or government in the world and is used to, among other things, ensure internet connection anywhere in the world, even if the military forces of one's enemy tries to deny internet service by bombing. Musk has provided Ukraine with billions of dollars of free Starlink services since the war began, when the U.S. government refused originally to compensate him for it. He originally said he would have to withdraw it because they couldn't afford it, but then announced he would continue to provide it for free. But as always with Ukraine and its supporters, nothing is never enough. You must always give more. Musk confirmed part of the story in this new biography and provided his motive this way, quote, "There was an emergency request from government authorities, meaning in Ukraine and then in the United States, to activate Starlink all the way to Sevastopol. The obvious intent being to sink most of the Russian fleet at anchor. If I had agreed to their request, then SpaceX would be explicitly complicit in a major act of war and conflict escalation." He went on to point out that he didn't actually cut off existing services, but just refused the request of the Ukrainian military to extend it even further so they could attack the Russians in an all-new way that he feared would lead to escalation that his company and he would ultimately be responsible for, ethically, if not legally. Now, that concession immediately led to widespread accusations that Musk was guilty of treason, or at least being pro-Russian, and calls for the United States government to seize his company. His Starlink services were widespread. But in what way is this pro-Russian? Do private companies, or for that matter, foreign governments, have some obligation to provide the Ukrainian military with everything and anything it demands? Are those who refuse those demands, including out of a desire not to help escalate a already dangerous war, are they inherently guilty of wanting the Kremlin to win the war or being pro-Putin?
Okay, so why'd I play this video? Because it needs to be clear. Look, election integrity in this country, it's like, again, assuming that we have it here, is very non-existent, okay? I mean, votes disappear. I live in Chicago. I know about it all the time. So this whole idea now of doing these mental gymnastics of trying to blame somebody. I have my criticism of Elon Musk. It's fair enough. But guess what? There are far more vile, evil people who have been in power for decades who have done so much more to hurt us, both Democratic and Republican lawmakers, including their corporate donors, okay? The system was screwed long ago, and our republic, our constitutional republic, was bought and sold out many years ago. That means anybody can buy an election. The machines don't work properly. Paper ballots disappear. Things aren't working right. Now, it is not my fault, it's nor is anyone else's fault, that Kamala Harris ran a piss poor campaign, but the people on TikTok are doing any kind of mental gymnastics they can do to try and make it seem like somehow there was a legit reason why Kamala lost. Now, on the one hand, the reason why I played that video, especially with Glenn Greenwald talking about the war in Ukraine, is because Starlink can't just hack into systems, okay? Now, there are other ways to do it. And let's face it, the machines can be hacked already. I mean, there have been plenty of videos on social media, and we've seen it before during the Bernie Sanders campaign. Oh, surprise, surprise. Yes, the Bernie Sanders campaign of 2016, when people were trying to vote for Bernie Sanders with electronic machines, and somehow, surprise, surprise, color me shocked, their vote wasn't going through. We have seen also when paper ballots aren't filled out or done properly. I did a recent interview with a libertarian candidate who was running for Cook County, and the mail-in ballots, well, the circle next to his name was non-existent. So, gee, Jolly G. Willigers, how can his libertarian supporters vote for him, or even any voter want to vote for him if the circle isn't there? Election integrity is non-existent, and you can't just rely on just one boogeyman. Yes, there's a lot of things to say about Trump. There's a lot of things to be critical about him about. But he's not the final boss villain. He's one of many, many. And he isn't the upper tier villain. There are others far worse than him. But there is a sickness out there, and I'm seeing in the chat here too, and I'm probably going to see it in the comment section when I clip this for all the people watching. You are going to see a lot of crazy people out there, and they're walking out there in the streets. And you know what? Bless their hearts. But they're trying to twist themselves upside down in any which way to somehow figure out why Kamala lost. She lost because the Democrats ran a terrible primary. First of all, Joe Biden promised he was going to be a one-term president. Number two, Joe Biden clearly has mental problems. He's a senile old man. Number three, Kamala Harris was the least popular vice president in U.S. history. And number four, let's talk about the DNC primaries. They have super delegates. They have backroom deals, backdoor deals, no pun intended. It's very clear that they have a nomination process, who they want to be as their nominee, but they could have maybe, I don't know, had an open primary. There were other candidates running. You had RFK Jr., Marianne Williamson, Dean Phillips, and even Fat Tony himself of TYT. They were all there, all of them there. And you know what the DNC did? You know what corporate media did? You want to know what the Vote Blue No Matter Who sphere did? It's Biden. And as soon as Biden farted on stage and failed against Trump, they brought out Kamala and hyped her up and somehow gave her all this praise and popularity and $1 billion, and it disappeared. It failed. And she's $20 million in debt. Trump and Elon had nothing to do with that. And I gave this warning that voter enthusiasm was key. Voter enthusiasm was going to be what was going to make or break both campaigns. Who was going to inspire more people to turn out to, surprise, surprise, VOTE. So Stargate is not the scandal you're looking for. The gate that you're looking for, TikTok liberals, is not here. Stargate, Starlink. The great Stargate scandal. Starlink, Stargate, Starlink, Stargate, Starlink, Stargate. Say that 3 times fast.
SWAT team took your neighbor today. Watch them as they walked him away. You told yourself extremists come in all different shapes. Met his eyes and lowered your gaze. Is it too late for us to ever change? We are collecting the dust of better days. They're always watching us, but we're never safe. We're not meant to be safe, not meant to escape. We aren't meant to wake. your daughter today. Pepper sprayed her twice in the face. He must have had good reason if he'd treat her that way. At least that's what they've taught you to say. But is it too late for us to ever change? Once we're collecting the dust of better days, and they're always watching us, but we're never safe. We're not meant to feel safe, not meant to escape. We aren't meant to wake. Feds arrived and had you detained. Said you'd made some posts they want changed. Tased you till you felt like you'd forgotten your name, or life before they had you contained. Oh, life before they had you contained. SWAT team took your neighbor today.